Okay. Good morning, guys. How are you guys doing? So, obviously, it's a new year, right? And I've been seeing a lot of just people, giving and sharing the resolutions. And there's one that always makes me like want to vomit almost. It's one that I I have problems with, even though I can tell people have good intentions about it, or at least I want to believe they have good intentions about it. But I just kind of want to share why I have problems with it. Why do I have problems with this concept of, because I see a lot of posts about, people are like, oh, I'm just going to focus like on myself. I'm going to heal myself, all this other stuff. And uh, it bothers me because it's like, I don't think they really understand I guess maybe the process, or just, I mean, okay, if we use like metaphors, let's just say we use metaphors of a wound, right? So you want to heal a wound. Um, to spend all your time healing the wound is uh, is fine, but I don't think people spend as much time in the other area, which would be maybe preventing the wound, or how they got there uh, in the first place, right? This and so what do I mean by how did they get there in the first place? How did you get this wound in the first place that you say that needs healing? Um, and really, what I'm trying to provoke is really not just, and this is exactly why I have problems with the idea of a self healing, because uh, it for me it sort of denies uh, just knowledge in general, right? It's on the account of I just want to heal what's wrong with me, supposing, and of course consciously they are supposing what is exactly wrong and how it goes about, but um, let's just say that they do. For me, the self healing concept just denies knowing in general, um, at least from the at least in the general public, right? People that don't engage maybe in philosophy, or they don't really engage in some type of aspect of psychoanalysis and so on. They don't, the type of public that I'm talking about don't engage with these types of concepts. So for me, it deprives them of any knowing. They just know, the only thing that they know is that they have a wound and they want to heal it. Um, the more that we tackle this, uh, the more that we tackle this situation, this wound, I mean, there's so many ways to go about it. Uh, that ultimately I find it a fruitless endeavor. Um, Rather, I feel like people that want to self heal, I feel as if more time should be spent on changing their way of thinking. And of course, I think what I am trying to address actually is the epistemology of maybe the epistemology of the wound, of the thing that hurts. Uh, because yeah, I feel like there has to be something about the way they know that needs to be changed. Uh, and I think once you tackle the epistemology of the way they look at their self knowledge of about this wound, I think you all simultaneously you would heal and understand. Uh, it would achieve some understanding and healing at the same time. So I feel like there's no point in achieving a wound, and I think this goes really deep into psychology, sort of like the behavioral psychology that I really hate, um, where all they want to do is sort of correct the behavior and then just send you back into society, right? The only thing that needs to be done is correct the behavior, and you're good. You're good. You are a law-abiding and functioning, sane citizen. And I have problems with this way of thinking. Um, and I think that's why I want to. I feel like that's why I want to vomit every time I hear this word self healing, because really it falls into the trap of behavioral psychology, where what they really want to do is only correct the behavior and not the source, the source itself. Um, they just want to be functional in some way, in some fashion. Uh, so that's really why I have problems with that. Just term in general, self healing. Um, trying to think what else. What else I. I really love that term. I really do, because I just feel like it. Whenever people say it, I feel like it doesn't address whatever they really want to address, and also it's so ambiguous. Like, I'm going to heal myself, whatever that means. Um, and if you're going to heal yourself but not change the way that you're thinking, um, you'll just be stuck in this continuous loop of every year I am attempting to heal myself, and so on. And this is why it makes me want to vomit every time I hear this words, because I think really the effort of whatever self healing is required ultimately needs to be pushed into some kind of epistemology, uh, some type of changing the way that you think about your wounding, and so on. And also, like, I really do feel like a lot of people that advertise this idea of self healing, really they're just aiming to correct a behavior and uh, not the actual source. And that's what really bothers me, and that's what bothers me about behavioral psychology, which I've already stressed. But uh, anyways, yeah, this is just meant to be a little short uh, rant on the topic of self healing, and why I'm not necessarily a fan of it, even though I do believe in people's uh, good intentions to resolve trauma. But I don't know. Uh, I think my points still remain in this way. Unless I can be convinced otherwise, my points still remain. So that is my. I rather someone embrace something like I will continue to be miserable this year. I'd rather someone say that to me than I'm going to work on my self healing this year. Um, and for me, I always say whatever that means. Uh, okay, well, that's enough. All right, guys, take care.